Before we move to the power spectrum, let us recall the definition of Fourier transformation, the concept and definition of Fourier transformation. Suppose f of t is a deterministic function. If we take the Fourier transformation of f of t, that shows how the energy distributed in the frequency domain as shown in the figure. That means if you transform a function, so it transforms from the time domain to the frequency domain. The definition of the Fourier transformation is f of omega. This is the Fourier transformation of the function f of t, which is minus infinity to plus infinity f of t, and the exponential function e power minus I omega t, of course complex, into d. Now if you know f of omega, that means Fourier transformation of a function f of t, you can extract f of t using inverse Fourier transformation. What is f of t? F of t is 1 by 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity Fourier transformation of the function f of t into e power, this time it is plus I omega t d omega. Now to interpret the usefulness of the Fourier transformation, we use the Parseval's relation. According to the Parseval relation, the energy contained in the function f of t is given by minus infinity to plus infinity modulus of f of t whole square into dt, that is same as 1 by 2t times minus infinity to plus infinity modulus of f of omega whole square into d omega. Now if you plot f of omega square against the frequency w, the area under this curve gives us the total energy from minus infinity to plus infinity in frequency in the domain of frequency. Now we will extend our idea to our random process. Now consider the ensemble of signals as shown in this figure. Now what I will do is I will define something which is similar to this. I will define xt of omega to be equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e power minus I omega t into dt. So I am taking the random process, that means waves different realization between minus t to t as x of t into e power minus I omega t into dt, that is I am defining it as xt of omega. Now I am interested to see the energy contained between minus t to plus t. So to find that energy, we have to take the modulus of xt of omega whole square. So that gives us the right hand side minus t to plus t x of t e power minus I omega t dt whole square. Now to calculate the average energy, we need to compute the expected value of xt of omega whole square. Expected value, if you find, you will find the average energy. So therefore if you take the expected value, we will find in the right hand side minus t to t, because since e is linear we can bring this inside the integration, so you will get this. Now the average power, if you want to calculate, divide the average energy by the length of the interval. The length of the interval from minus t to t is 2t. So it is denoted by pt of omega. So pt of omega is expected value of xt of omega whole square divided by the length of the interval. So that is equal to something like this, 1 by 2 pi into this much. Now this is equal to 1 by 2t. Now we have square of this, therefore I will write it separately, minus t to t, one more time minus t to t. Now expected value of x of t, one more x of t I will write with the star, that means it is the complex conjugate of x of t1. So I use the suffix here to distinguish two factors. So next, e power minus I omega t, its complex conjugate is e power I omega t. So I distinguish it with distinguish these functions with the t1 and t2 into dt1 dt2. So pt of omega becomes equal to 1 by 2t minus t to t minus t to t. Now this is actually the autocorrelation function. So since the random process what we have assumed is white sense stationary. This is a function of t1 minus t2, this time difference. So that is denoted by Rx of t1 minus t2. Similarly, here I will take minus I omega common. If I take minus I omega common inside, I will find t1 minus t2 dt1 dt2. Next step is that is equal to 1 by 2t minus t2t minus t2t. Now I will replace t1 minus t2 is equal to some value, we call it as tau. So t1 minus t2 is equal to tau. So this becomes Rx of tau e power minus I omega. This is also tau. We have dt1 dt2. Now the integration we are doing here is in the square region. With respect to dt1 dt2 means we are taking the small portion here dt1 dt2 in the rectangular region. Now to integrate this integral, instead of in this rectangular region, I will integrate using the strip indicated here. So this is the strip which is the region between the two straight lines. The first straight line is t1 minus t2 is equal to tau, and the next straight line which is parallel to the first one is t1 minus t2 which is equal to tau plus delta tau. Now instead of integrating using this small portion of the rectangle, I will integrate using this strip. Now what about this point? If you want to find this point, put t2, this is t1 t2, then put t2 is equal to 0, you will find the point here. If t1 is equal to 0, t2 is equal to 0, then t1 is equal to tau. So that means this point is tau comma 0. That means the length from the origin to this point is tau and the length from origin to this point is t. Now if you want this length, that length can be calculated using this this length tau minus this length t, tau minus t. So this portion. Now similarly this point is you can find this point if you substitute t2 is equal to 0. If you substitute t2 equal to 0, the value of t1 is tau plus delta tau. So that means the length from origin to this point is tau plus delta tau, and if you subtract this you will find this length. So that length is tau plus delta tau minus t. So I indicated here. So this length. Now we got this portion length and also this length. Now what about this length? This length is definitely this total length is t minus this. So that means t minus of these things, which is if you simplify you will find 2t minus tau plus delta tau. Now similarly what about this length? This length actually is the total length t minus this part. So that is t minus of tau minus t, which is equal to this much. Now I want to find the region, area of this region. How to find this area of this region? You find the area of the big triangle and the area of the small triangle, subtract the area of the small triangle from the big triangle, you will find the area of the strip. So that is what we did here. From the figure, the area of the strip is area of the big triangle minus area of the small triangle. Yes, area of the big triangle is half of one side, because both the sides are same. Because the reason is the angle made by the line is 45 degree. Both the sides, adjacent sides are equal. Therefore 1 by half of 2t minus 2 whole square. This is the area of the big triangle minus area of the small triangle. Now if you simplify this, you will find minus delta tau whole square by 2 plus 2t minus 2 into delta tau. Now delta tau is already a very small number greater than 0. If you square a small number, it is negligible. So I will neglect the first term. So therefore the area of the strip I will take approximately is equal to 2t minus 2 into delta tau, almost close to the area of the strip. The reason I have written here because delta tau whole square by 2 is very small. Now I will substitute that this value in place of dt1 and dt2. Therefore pt of omega becomes minus 2t to 2t. Why minus 2t here? Because the lowest value that tau can take is minus 2t, because if you we know that t1 minus t2 is equal to tau. If you substitute t1 equal to minus capital T and t2 equal to capital T, you will find the lowest value minus 2t that tau can assume. Similarly, the highest value that tau can assume is 2t. So we are integrating between minus 2t to capital 2t plus 2t with respect to tau. So now if you substitute, what happens is you will find Rx of tau is e power minus I omega tau. Now in place of dt1 dt2 I substituted this. So that is 2t minus absolute value of tau divided by 2t. This 2t is already there in the formula, 1 by 2t that I brought inside, so into d2. This is equal to 2t by 2t is 1 minus tau by 2t into d2. Now this is what we got for pt of omega between, if you take the signals between minus t to plus t. Now I wanted to cover the entire interval. So now to cover the entire stochastic process which gives the power distribution versus frequency, I will take t towards infinity. When you take t towards infinity, then the limiting value, whatever we are getting, is known as the power spectral density, that is denoted by Sx of omega. Therefore, what is Sx of omega? Sx of omega is the limiting value of Pt of omega, that is limit of Pt of omega as t converges to infinity, that is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity Rx of tau e power minus I omega tau into d2. Why minus infinity? Because when t is infinity, you will find minus infinity here, and upper limit is also infinity. Rx of tau e power minus I omega tau into d2. The reason is, if you substitute t equal to infinity, something divided by infinity is 0, so 1 minus 0 is 1. So we are finally remaining with minus infinity to plus infinity Rx of tau e power minus I omega tau. So Sx of omega is greater than or equal to 0. The reason is we got these things when we take the energy, that means xt of t, modulus of xt of t whole square, that is always positive. Therefore Sx of omega is always non-negative, not positive, actually non-negative, greater than or equal to 0. Therefore the power spectrum is from this what we come to know, the power spectrum, this is the power spectrum, this is actually the definition of Fourier transform. You can see this is the definition of Fourier transformation. The power spectrum is the Fourier transformation of what is this function? Autocorrelation. Now you can find the autocorrelation using inverse Fourier transformation. So if you use the inverse Fourier transformation, you will find Rx of tau is equal to 1 by 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity Sx of omega e power I omega tau into d omega. The first property